Alright, so I got a question for all of you. What do Artings, Tom's Hardware, PC Mag, Tech Radar, ZDNet, CNET, Tom's Guide, Gear Patrol, and Creative Block all have in common? No, it's not that they're all well-known tech blog sites that have way too many advertisements on their web pages. It's that if you search up the best wireless mice on each of those pages, there's one mouse that always shows up as number 1 on each list. And that mouse is the Logitech MX Master 3. But I wanted to see exactly what all the hype was about, so I bought one. Roll the intro. Starting with the look and feel of the MX Master 3, I will say that this is probably the most comfortable mouse that I've ever used, which really isn't saying much because I've used some really crappy mice with my school computers. The Master 3 has a pretty smooth matte texture all around where your palm would rest, which makes this mouse very pleasant to use for long sessions. It also has pretty good ergonomics as well. For me, as a person with quite average sized hands, the MX Master 3 allows almost my entire hand to rest on it. Even during long editing sessions, my hand and wrist never get sore or fatigued, and that's a plus for ergonomics and long-term health. But having a mouse that feels very ergonomic comes at the cost of portability, as this mouse is mostly designed for desktop setups as opposed to being a portable productivity mouse. And quite obviously, this mouse is unfortunately only designed for right-handed users. Moving on to the controls and the functionality of the MX Master 3, this is really what you're spending the extra money for compared to a cheap $20 wireless mouse on Amazon. In total, the MX Master 3 has 8 controls. Yep, that's right, 8. The left and right mouse buttons, the middle scroll wheel, the wheel mode shift, the horizontal scroll wheel, the 2 side buttons, and a gesture button on the landing pad where your thumb rests. Many of you will probably have no use for even half of these controls, but these are what set the MX Master 3 apart from the other wireless productivity mice in this category. The beauty of many of these controls is that they can be customized in the Logi Options app. For example, with my editing, I constantly need to keep zooming in and out of the timeline. So I customize my side buttons to zoom in and out just for that purpose. You really have to just play around with different settings to find what fits your workflow. Additionally, you can even control what certain buttons do in certain applications. For example, I can have the side buttons go forward and back when I'm web browsing in Google Chrome, but immediately once I switch to Word, I could have those same buttons copy and paste. These features alone really make the MX Master 3 the ultimate productivity mouse, and it has really been such an asset for when I edit my videos. Other small touches with the controls include the hyper scroll function that allows you to let the scroll wheel switch from a normal ratchet scroll wheel to a free spinning scroll, which is great for scrolling really long web pages or spreadsheets. Lastly, the implementation of the gesture button, especially for macOS trackpad gestures, in my opinion, is probably the best way to use 3 and 4 finger gestures on a mouse. Lastly, covering connectivity and battery life, the MX Master 3 can be connected by either Bluetooth or with a USB unifying receiver. In my usage, I've never experienced any connection drops or lag issues, and the MX Master 3 is also quite a precise and accurate mouse as well. And one standout feature with the MX Master 3 that even Apple took inspiration from is a feature called Logitech Flow, which basically allows you to move your mouse cursor seamlessly across multiple different computers and even copy-paste files between different computers as well. And if it sounds familiar, it's because Apple's new Universal Control is almost a direct copy of this feature. But as cool as it is, I honestly didn't find much use for Logitech Flow in my workflow. even as a person who uses 2 laptops to create my videos. With battery life, Logitech claims up to 70 days on a full charge, and I can attest to that. I originally bought this mouse around the end of February, and as of the making of this video over a month later, I still have over 50% remaining according to the Logi Options app. And I generally use this mouse 3 to 4 times per week, ranging from 1 to 3 hours per session. I don't expect to be charging this mouse for at least another month, but when I eventually do, I'm glad that the MX Master 3 charges via USB-C instead of needing AA batteries because, well, USB-C everything. But what does this all mean for you? Well, from what I've noticed from being the family tech support for a while now and from working at Best Buy for a little bit, most people do not and will not ever need this mouse. I will tell you right now that the MX Master 3 is complete overkill for the person who just wants a basic mouse for their laptop or for their work from home setup. And it's also quite expensive as well. This mouse is really for those people who need that extra functionality with the extra controls, customization, and features to get their work done. After using it for over a month now, I've noticed that my editing workflow has actually become more efficient, and I cannot go back to a trackpad for editing again. So to sum it all up, no, you probably don't need this mouse, but for those of you who will actually take advantage of this mouse, I can confidently say that the MX Master 3 is one powerhouse of a mouse. Anyways, that's all I have to say about the Logitech MX Master 3 mouse. As always, gently tap the like button, hit that subscribe button, and ring that notification bell to be notified whenever I release a new video. With that being said, I hope this video brought you value, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.